president, but of trying to wield unfettered power. Now, you may recall that it was in May of 2017 that Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein signed an order appointing Mueller special counsel to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election and related matters. Ironically, in the order, Mueller is authorized to conduct an investigation generated by Director of the FBI James Comey's House Intelligence Committee testimony. Isn't it curious that it was Rod Rosenstein who wrote the 2017 memo saying that Jim Comey should be fired, saying, quote, "The FBI's reputation and credibility have suffered substantial damage affecting the entire Department of Justice." Rosenstein adding, he doesn't understand Comey's refusal to accept the nearly universal judgment that he made serious mistakes in the handling of the collusion and conclusion of Clinton's email investigation. That Comey was, according to Rosenstein, a textbook example of what prosecutors and agents are taught not to do. He adds that prosecutors from different eras and both political parties agree that Comey violated the rules and regulations as well as the traditions of the FBI, ending with his recommendation that, quote, "The FBI is unlikely to regain public confidence and congressional trust unless Comey is gone." And yet, in the most blatant display of public corruption and personal cover your own butt, Rosenstein appoints both Comey and his friend Mueller to begin an investigation generated from the disrespected, tainted testimony of the same man that he wanted fired. But it gets worse. The so-called Russia collusion investigation is then secretly expanded by Rosenstein months later. So why is this important? Because Rosenstein is adding more authority than we knew he initially gave. So why does Rosenstein even have so much power? He has irrefutable power, more than the president himself, some would say, because he convinced a dithering, unsure, insecure, uncertain, spineless, timid attorney general just appointed by the president to back off and renege on his duty to run the Department of Justice. And lo and behold, Rosenstein, who has his own bias against Trump, having just a day earlier been rejected by Trump to run the FBI, his interest, though, is far beyond that job. His interest is to protect his handling of a case, ultimately permitting Hillary Clinton to get approval to sell 20% of America's uranium to Russian interests. So, enter Judge Ellis, a take-no-prisoner judge who has seen it all. He tells Rosenstein's henchmen, "Do you even have the power to indict Manafort? Aren't you overstepping your authority to investigate Russia collusion during the 2016 presidential election when you indict Manafort for actions 11 years prior to the election? What does 2005 have to do with the 2016 election or the 2017 firing of James Comey?" And in their inimitable way, the arrogant, almighty Mueller team responds in an open courtroom to a federal judge. "We have additional powers. We cannot disclose them in this courtroom because of an ongoing investigation and because it will affect national security." The judge suggests Mueller's people are lying about the investigation and seeking the unfettered power to unseat our president, simply using Manafort to sing against Donald Trump. Quote, "Come on, man, you don't care about Manafort. You really care what information Manafort can give you to lead to Mr. Trump and an impeachment." The Mueller team then refuses to show their authority. Judge Ellis demands to see the Rosenstein secret memo, unredacted, of course, the one that House Republicans have sought for months, saying that information from 2015 is not within the scope of that investigation. "We don't want anyone with unfettered powers," said the judge. Making fun of and paraphrasing the prosecutors, the court sums up the Mueller team argument, quote, "We said this is what the investigation is about, but we're not bound by what we said, and we're lying anyway." By saying that their authority is not judicially enforceable, the Mueller team is basically telling a United States federal judge that their authority cannot be challenged through the courts. It's time to end the Mueller, Comey, Rosenstein cabal for once and for all. And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, hashtag Judge Janine. And joining me now, attorney for President Trump and former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani. Thanks so much, Mr. Mayor, for being on Justice.
Judge, always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. I want to get to some